An important feature in e-mobility is that the charging infrastructure couples directly to the local energy system, as our house or our housing association. That implies that one needs to consider the local energy system as a whole when designing a charging infrastructure to guarantee a sustainable solution. This local energy system can, for example, include machines, illumination, solar cells, and batteries, but also the heating and cooling systems, such as heat pumps and domestic hot water tanks. If we only consider the charging infrastructure, it can lead to inefficient and very expensive solutions. As we need to consider the whole energy system, we need a structured process to determine the system we actually want to build. This we call the four-step process. The four-step process is mainly thought to be used by housing associations, but can also be helpful for general planning of charging infrastructures in private houses and multi-dwelling buildings. The first step is the vision, namely the fundamental long-term premises. It can be, for example, that the local energy system should be based on renewable sources, be economically sustainable, require little maintenance, and give possibility to charge electric vehicles. The second step is the target, namely a technical description of the long-term solution, specific to our housing association. The target can include a given installed power for the charging infrastructure and the solar cell installation. The third step is the action plan, a plan on how one reaches the target in different phases. The phases are determined by actual needs, cost, and possibility to make investments. The action plan needs to be clearly coupled to the ordinary investment and maintenance plan. The fourth step is implementation, that is, the realization of the first phase. It can be an advantage to contact a system provider instead of purchasing the different components from different providers. It can also be an advantage to describe which functions the future system should have and be clear on warranties, maintenance, and insurance of the system. Creating Automotive Renewal, or CAR, is an Interreg project which aims to develop and demonstrate different systems for the transition to an electrified mobility. The housing association Solbyn in Dalby was chosen to demonstrate a more sustainable solution for charging infrastructure, which faces two important challenges in the electrification transition, namely that the energy used should be renewable and that the power taken from the grid shouldn't be too large. Throughout a continuous dialogue with Solbyn, RISE performed the four-step process to produce a vision, a target, an action plan, and to implement the first phase. The construction of the system was done during the fall of 2020. The final system is comprised of charging posts, solar cells, a stationary battery, and a control system of the charging infrastructure and a calming heating system in order to minimize the power used from the grid.
I'm Simon Bengtsson. I live here in Solbyn with my family since about 11 years. And in Solbyn we are very interested in sustainable living and efficient energy systems. So we have undertaken several projects both with focus on energy efficiency but also to produce our own electricity by wind and solar energy and solar heating. So when we had this opportunity to be part of the CAR project, it fitted very well with our own ideas and what we anyway would like to do. And we have also made polls within the community that show that quite a lot of the people who live here were interested in electric vehicles and buying an electric vehicles in the near future. So it's then of course very attractive to be able to charge your own vehicle with your own produced solar electricity. So that's why we thought that the CAR project was very attractive for us, and it allowed us to make these things happen, have a charging infrastructure for our electric vehicles probably faster and better than we would have been able to do ourselves. And interestingly enough, we have seen during the project that several people have bought electric vehicles, and I think this has been boosted by the fact that we will have a good charging infrastructure and being able to charge with our own solar electricity. And I think that we see this project as one of many projects that we would like to undertake here in Solbyn to be more energy self-sufficient. We have the vision to install more solar cells also on the housing buildings to produce more solar energy, and also to have an internal production net to be able to share the electricity that we produce in between the different houses, and with the common electricity system. So yeah, therefore car project has been very suitable and very successful for us in Solbyn.
A more detailed description of the four-step process and of the demonstration project can be found on www.localenergysystem.com. More information regarding the CAR project can be found on www.sbcar.eu. The CAR demonstration project in Solbyn has been carried out by RISE. The CAR project has been financed by Interreg South Baltic.